All right, hi, and welcome to another installment of Math Basics with Mr. Besh. Today we're talking about solving a system of equations. I'm going to do this in a number of installments. This is part one, and this technique is referred to as substitution. All right, now to solve a system of equations, you need your two equations. The goal is to find the x and y value that make both of these equations true. And what we're going to do now is we're going to use a substitution method. Now, to do this, both equations need to have the same exact variables. Both of these equations have an x and a y. Without this, it cannot be solved. All right, now here's how you substitute. The first thing you do is look for the equation that has an x or a y by itself on one side of the equal sign. This is referred to as having an equation either solve for y or solve for x. And here it is, my first equation. Y is equal to 2x minus 1. So what I do is I take the other equation that does not have x and y by itself, write it down first, then in place of the value that's solved, so since y equals 2x minus 1, in place of this y right here, I'm going to write what y is, which is 2x minus 1. So now here, I'm going to put the 2x minus 1. So I'm going to write this whole equation here, but instead of using y, I'm going to use its value 2x minus 1, because that's what y equals. So now my new equation looks like 2x plus 2x minus 1 equals 3. The goal is to rewrite an equation so that there is only one type of variable, either x's or y's. And now, looking at this, 2x and 2x give us 4x here, minus 1, which is equal to 3. Now, this is an easy two-step equation to solve. Add 1 to both sides, gives us 4x equals 4. And when we divide both sides by 4, we get the x value equal to 1. So now, to make these equations true, x has to equal 1. All right, so we're not done yet. We know the x value is equal to 1 to make the equations true, so now we need to find the y value that does the same. So what I do is take your two equations that you have. I always tell students, pick the equation that looks simpler, and that would be y equals 2x minus 1. And substitute again, this time the 1, notice for x. And anytime I do this when I'm doing the computation here, I always put the value inside of parentheses. So now because this first equation meant y equals 2 times x minus 1, when I put a 1 in place of x, now y equals 2 times 1 gives me 2, take away 1 gives me 1. So y equals 1 here. And this is the solution of my system of equations. X is equal to 1, y equals 1, makes both of those equations true simultaneously. Now, another way that you can write this is by using an ordered pair such as this. 1, 1 will work as well. I hope you found this video on solving systems of equations using the substitution technique both helpful and informative.